20 years is kind of a long time, and in this episode, I would like to celebrate the 20th anniversary of the Faith and Life Lecture Series. Stay tuned. Hello, friends. Pastor Tim Westermeyer here, Senior Pastor of St. Philip the Deacon in the western suburbs of Minneapolis. Good to be with you, as always. So today I have on my mind, once again, the Faith and Life Lecture Series. Earlier this week, a couple days before taping this, actually, we celebrated the 100th Faith and Life event. And so that was the conclusion of the 20th season of Faith and Life, which I started, not surprisingly, 20 years ago. And I thought I would just pause at that kind of important milestone and say three quick things about it. The first is I want to direct you to Tuesday's event with Bishop Michael Curry, the presiding bishop of the Episcopal Church. His presentation was wonderful and fabulous. It was a fitting way to conclude the 20th anniversary season. So I'd encourage you, if you didn't have a chance to watch it, to do that. And you can look at it at the link up here. And by the way, in addition to that link, there are links on the Faith and Life's website, which will include below to not all 100 events we've always done, but a whole lot of them. So if you're interested in listening to past speakers, please go there and check them out. So that's the first thing, just commending Bishop Curry's talk. Second thing, it takes a lot of people to make something like that last for that long and be that successful. So the second thing I want to say is just a strong word of thanks to everyone who's been involved in the Faith and Life series. That includes all of the speakers. Again, we've had 100 events. 2 of the speakers now have come for a second time. Brene Brown was the first. She came twice a few years ago, separated by a year, and then Bishop Curry was with us last year virtually and then joined us in person this year. Otherwise, they've all been different. So thanks to the speakers. Thank you to the audiences who have either tuned in online in the last couple of years or who have come out in person for the last 20 years. And a special thanks to everyone who has supported the series financially. I said this on Tuesday. I say that say this at all of the events, but it's actually, that series is not a budget item of the church where I'm privileged to serve. It's funded entirely through the generous support of individuals and area corporations. From the first year, we have operated in the black annually, every year. And that's a real gift. And as a result, we've been able to bring in some unbelievable speakers. Which brings me to the third thing. I mentioned this on Tuesday, but I will now plug in, I'll share with you who is going to be kicking off next year's season. We are working on filling out the entire season as we speak. We have most of the dates set. We have 1 or 2 openings we're still working on filling. If you have suggestions, there may still be time for me to do something with them, but I'm waiting to hear back from a couple folks, so by the time I receive your note, it may be full. Anyway, our series next year, the 21st annual season of Faith and Life, will begin on Thursday, October 26th. And it will feature one of the priests from Westminster Abbey, whose name is Mark Birch, B-I-R-C-H. Canon Birch is his title is the Precentor of Westminster Abbey, and I think we're going to have some images here that you can see of some of his work. The Precentor is a role that is focused on the worship life of a congregation or a parish or a church. And so at Westminster Abbey, of course, it includes the general worship life of the Abbey. But of course, in the last year, it has also included work on the Queen's funeral, which I've talked about before. I'll link to that maybe here. And also, of course, the very recent coronation. So he is going to come again Thursday, October 26th. The talk will be Faith and Coronation. And I think it's going to be just a wonderful opportunity to hear from someone who was responsible for framing up that service. In fact, if we think of it, we'll connect to a short video on YouTube where Mark is actually speaking about the order of worship for the coronation and showing some of the ancient books they have there in Westminster Abbey to help them plan it. But I think it's going to be a wonderful opportunity to hear from him directly, and I hope you will mark it on your calendars. So again, October 26th, 2023 will be the kickoff of next year's series, and I just want to say again, what an incredible privilege it has been for me for 20 years to curate and run this series. It's one of the joys of my life, and I'm so proud of the work that the series has done over 2 decades now to become a trusted conversation partner, not only here in the western suburbs of Minneapolis, but honestly, I would go so far as to say throughout the world, since people access those talks now virtually wherever they happen to be. So thanks again for your part in making that series possible. With you, I look forward to next year, and until then, be well, stay in touch, and God bless.